All right. Welcome back, fellow TFFL owners, to your weekly TFFL webcast. It is indeed Packed Bowl week, Thursday, December 19th, 2019. We didn't want to deviate from our Thursday schedule we've been on during the playoffs. Don't want to change the luck of the Sponge Fishermen. Got Packed Bowl week. We got Beavers versus Sponge. We've got both owners here with us this week. But before I even get to panel intros or anything else, I've got a snap trivia question worth 3 points. You're going to have to answer in the next 10 seconds. I think we all know the Sponge Fishermen have never won the Packed Bowl. How many times have they been there before and lost? Is it 0, never, once, or twice?
How many times have the Sponge been to the Packed Bowl?
Yeah.
0.
Hold them up. What do you got there, Thorny? I can't read that. 2. The answer is 0.
Gee, this is the first one, huh?
First one.
Nice.
Feels good.
So yeah, congratulations to the Sponge for getting here.
We need a thicker pen.
Wait, who got that? So Berto and Terry and Chief got that right? The
Correct,
bottom
yes.
row got that right?
All right, so let me while Hank's tallies this. Yeah,
If you would indulge me, I've got a pretty good one too.
and you've got a bonus trivia question. Go for it.
Yeah. So this is not about Packed Bowl, but think of fantasy in general for this past decade. We're coming to the end of the decade, right? So the top scoring quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense, and kicker of the decade. Take some time throughout the webcast to jot down some answers. 2 points apiece.
Decade.
Wow.
No research, people. Let's play it straight.
Decade. No
Yeah,
research.
straight up.
Straight up. I'm not looking at any.
I'm sorry. Did you say defense?
And defense.
Of the
That'll be
decade.
fun.
So QB, RB, wide receiver.
Everything.
Kicker D.
And
Kicker
this
D.
is
Tight
from
end, kicker D.
2010 until now.
Correct.
Six,
The end of the entire decade.
all right. There's 6 slots to fill, right? Okay.
2 points
Wow.
apiece.
That's great.
That's a great
Question. Great
fun.
question.
All right, so
Just one caveat to that. That's not TFFL. That's fantasy world in general. In
Okay.
total.
Certainly.
Sure.
Well, I mean, by our rules, though. I mean, it's not PPR or anything like that.
Now, don't get too hung up on that, Bill. Come on.
whatever source Berto has.
Right.
All right, so quick panel introductions. Hank, our IT director, Czar and CEO of the K-Wheels, in a little better mood this week.
We hope. No. What about
Little.
Time heals wounds, something like that. We're moving along, but man, yeah, whatever. We're going. Packed Bowl week. Congratulations to the competitors. This is exciting.
But a big thank you to Hank for setting us up every week. A quick plug for our sponsoring service here, StreamYard.
StreamYard.
Done very well for us this year.
Yeah.
Terry, our commissioner.
Hello, everyone.
Prior to going live, we were talking about the Steel City Mongols. Certainly feeling good about rookie receiver A.J. Brown.
Commissioner Emeritus.
And
Yeah. Sure.
Terry's time fast winding down as commissioner. Chief, skipper of the Sponge Fishermen in the first Packed Bowl in the franchise's history. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad you protected my lead with that trivia question.
You know, you got that one? Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
I felt pretty good about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you would.
That was a layup.
Berto from Jack's Giant Killers.
Dick, how are you?
Good. And a special guest this week, another Packed Bowl participant, dominant all season long, the Slippery Beavers. Welcome, Bill.
Glad to be here.
All right, we'll talk a lot about our one and only remaining game in the 2019 season. Quick recap, though, of last week's action, Week 15, the semifinals of our playoffs. Beavers beating the Lizards. Bill, well done. Let me get the exact score here. I'm sorry. 63.5 to 53, but the Beavers were in good shape throughout that. McCaffrey, big day for you. But the big game last week, the exciting game was Sponge over the AMPAC, 93 to 89.5. Chief, your team's been doing it this way all season long. Will Lutz coming through on Monday night. But the story of this game, even before Will Lutz, is Julio Jones coming through on the last play of the game for the Falcons, 2 inches over the goal line. That really was the deciding factor. But Lutz putting you over the top on Monday night. And again, it's been like this since week 1 for you.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And you weren't even watching the Julio Jones play.
No, I think I was at Christmas. I don't remember where I was. I remember staring at my phone. Oh,
Does,
you know
every-
where we
does
were at
everybody
King's
else
Dominion-
here, Chief?
King's Dominion Winter
I-
Wonderland thing.
I don't. So I'm upside down to Chief, and I can't hear him.
Yeah.
So this is
had
going
this
to
issue
be a
before.
perfect webcast.
And so we're at some shitty pizza restaurant in King's Dominion. And so I went to check the score. And I saw it was down. And the only game left was that Atlanta game. And they had a nice little red square around Julio Jones's score. And my son's like, "What are you doing?" And so we're waiting for this red square to move. And sure enough, the text beat me before the score got adjusted. But that was exciting because you're right. I would have had no chance, or virtually no chance, Monday night without that one.
Yeah, and that was a crazy touchdown too. I mean, in, not in, but yeah.
Great game. AMPAC, well done. Good season for the AMPAC again, but still not getting a title with this great core that they've got. Hank or
Hey,
Terry?
just on that,
Yeah.
Ralph was texting me after. I was like, well, "There's nothing you could do." You had a talented team.
I mean, you put up 89 points.
Right. And I'm like, exactly. You put up
Yeah.
a ton of points, but I think a very disgruntled and looking for somewhere to, I don't know, frame his blame on himself. But I'm like, you put up a ton of points. There's nothing you could do. You ran into a hot team.
Dalvin Cook leaving, I'm not sure how early he left.
I
but
mean,
That killed him.
Hank had the same thing the previous week. I mean, Chiefs beat 87 and 89 points in the first 2 weeks of the playoffs. That's a run. That's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, you got to bring it. If you're going to beat the Sponge right now, you got to bring it.
You got to bring it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, hey, Terry or Phil, do we have a updated draft order?
Yeah, I got it in my head.
Somewhere.
Do you want to share it?
Bear with me. Bear with me. Senators, Fats, Mongols, 4, 5. I don't remember, but I have it written down.
Yeah, Christmas parties.
Killers 5, Ham 6.
Right. K-Will 7, Aliens 8.
Yep.
Lizards 9.
We just lost this last week.
Lizards 9, Impact 10.
AMPAC 10.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Good group effort there to figure that out. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
So I hesitate greatly then to shift to the next segment, which is Commissioner's Corner. Terry.
Yeah, well, I mean, this has always been a very well, it was a great segment when Chief was commissioner. For me, it's always been a little short. So yeah, we'll just keep it going. Commissioner's Corner's over. You guys get your reserve lineups in. Remember, there's 3 games on Saturday. Out.
Nice. So yeah, I was going to point out it is Thursday night. We do not have Thursday night NFL
games
right now, but we do have some Saturday action and some important Saturday action for the TFFL. So yeah, do get your reserve lineups, guys.
Interesting on the finals. I think Chief and or Bill have potentially a player at the first game at 1:00 on Saturday and at the Monday night game on 8:30. So this thing could just last all weekend. Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, I've got a big Thursday and a big Monday. Or I should say Saturday. Big Saturday and a big Monday.
No Thursday.
Sunday.
of which,
So
I've got a graphic of how this game will go.
Oh, look at this, Burrow.
Oh, how
I
about
wish I
this?
could zoom in on that.
This is the analysis we waited for.
Wow.
Chief requested and I delivered. Saturday. So the blue is the Beavers, the red is the Sponge. Saturday, we got Winston. Things are going to tail off a little bit.
I love that.
As we get into early Sunday, the Beavers, or I'm sorry, late Saturday, we got Wolves
Beavers
for the
closing in.
Beavers pick up a little bit. Then we move into early Monday, or I'm sorry, early Sunday.
Here come the Sponge.
Sponge got some more players, right?
Yep. Beavers.
We get into Saturday evening.
Sunday evening.
We're going back in time.
Or
Yeah.
Sunday evening.
Sunday.
You gotta look at that.
Magic window.
Sunday evening, we got David Montgomery for the Sponge.
I think it's fantastic execution subpart.
Monday, it comes down to Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, and Thielen. The Sponge take off. Sponge 76, Beavers 70. A little bit lower scoring than where the Sponge have been, but a win for the Sponge.
On the last play of the game
That seems very reasonable.
on Monday night.
Analysis.
And it will be a crowning of the caravan.
I like it. Somebody's got to win it. We say that every year, though. One of us is going to win it this year.
Sorry,
Come on,
Bill.
Chief. Sorry, Thorny. We're not here to bash you either. I hope you have a very good game, but I got to cheer for Chief here. I'm like Trump. I'm not going to lie. I'm biased.
So listen, all season long we've been talking about the Sponge and the various quarterbacks they have plugged and played throughout the year. But I think one of the big storylines, setting aside Julio Jones and Will Lutz, one of the big storylines here, or the storyline of these playoffs right now, is Jameis Winston. And we've talked in years past about being able to ride a hot, otherwise underwhelming quarterback. Winston is on fire right now. What do you have? 37 points in Week 15. You don't win without that.
41 the next.
Yeah, or 41 the previous week against the Cavs.
Right.
41.
You don't win without that Julio touchdown. You don't win without 10 from Will Lutz. You don't win without 37 from from Winston at the top of the lineup.
I think
he's on fire.
On fire.
I think the other thing too here, if you look at the two teams, if you could hold Chief, I mean, barring the Winston thing, that thought he would be good, new offense, whatever. But if you look at the rest of the lineup, and if you could tell Chief that all of these guys, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, Julio Jones, Devontae Adams, now Adam Thielen, are healthy and in the lineup, I think he'd be thrilled. And having the number one kicker. And Winston playing as well as he is. So the Sponge are just a healthier team, and they're kind of peaking, or they, hopefully they haven't peaked the last couple of weeks, but they're still peaking to some point. And then you look at the Beavers lineup, and you got guys like, Darius Slayton, although he's put up some points. Curtis Samuel hasn't done much, and then you got the Jacobs injury.
Yep.
You got DeAndre Washington in there. I don't think that's probably a guy you want in the Pac Bowl, but sometimes these guys who haven't got much playing time or been in lineups come in and score some points. But I just, without Jacobs and Le'Veon Bell, and he traded for Emmanuel Sanders, not in the lineup right now.
No Chris Godwin.
No, Chris. So there's injuries, right? So the Beavers are not at their strongest they've been, through the season.
Bill, speak for yourself here. What kind of lineup decisions are you still wrestling with right now?
Well, obviously, we're even right now looking at Curtis Samuel, who might have a knee injury. So, we don't know where that's going. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs, and we just have to patch in and it's kind of just do what we can. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't score 2 touchdowns, the game's over. I'm counting on Marlon Mack to have a great game against Carolina. McCaffrey has to be McCaffrey. I am not as pessimistic on DeAndre Washington as others. The other games with Jacobs, they were tentative in using him because he had the shoulder injury. So, I mean, obviously he's not going to put up Jacobs' numbers, but I still think he's going to be productive. What I'm not happy about, I mean, Kenny Galladay is working on his 3rd quarterback now.
David
is working his first, then second, and then first quarterback who hadn't been great. Although there's hope there against playing the Redskins. It's just a matter of we're just putting up what we possibly can. There's not. I mean, if two places, Jameis does what he does, it's over. That's it.
To me, yeah, that's the key. I mean, you've got a good team here, obviously, Bill. But
it's funny. I'm looking at this and I'm actually seeing that with Godwin out actually helps me more than it helps Chief. I mean, because not that he's gotten in a year, but now he's down to Perriman being the number 1 with Winston. Plus, there's lots of rain and wind in the area during the game. So, not that I want to make you think any more about that, but that's what I hear.
I haven't stopped thinking
Gamesmanship
but
on the
what it also
webcast.
comes down to, for me, you go with the guy who got you here. Aaron Rodgers has been with us. He's going to do it. It's Monday Night Football. The game's online. They're playing well. It's at Minnesota. It's in a dome. No problem. The Minnesota pass defense has been porous recently. So you go with the guy that got you there. I'm not going to mince words and go by a half point here, an extra point for Garoppolo, who frankly has been a letdown, and they're not going to go with Sanders because frankly he's been a letdown unless Curtis Samuel's out. So there's my spew. But
Chief, how about you? OJ Howard is kind of a surprise to see in your starting lineup.
Like Bill was saying, who's Winston going to throw to?
Yeah,
there's essentially one receiver who I've heard of on the team, and he's been a colossal disappointment since being a 1st-round pick. And Brashard Perryman I'm referring to.
Yep.
And then it's a bunch of practice squad guys, and Ronald Jones and the 2 tight ends, and that's basically if it's a big rain game, maybe I adjust, and it is forecast right now. That spot's got to be one of Breida, Peyton Barber, or Howard. So right now Howard's in. And frankly, I'm still unsettled on my quarterback. Oddly enough, the one I know is not going to play is the one Guru tells me to play, which is Jacoby Brissett. He's probably the number 4 on that 4 QB depth chart right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough because, Winston's – listen, he's overachieved. And, yes, he can overachieve for another game. But, again, at some point, he's running out of bodies who can reliably run the right pass route, get open, catch the ball. And Houston is not a good pass defense. On the other hand, Andy Dalton, who is Andy Dalton, however, gets the Miami Dolphins. Okay, so Miami's a 32nd rated pass defense, and they are twice as bad as a 31st rated pass defense. I mean, even Dalton should throw, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns. But I don't know. Daniel Jones got a big day against Washington. I don't know if he's healthy. So everything's in the air right now. What I have there is my best guess. But even if I was going to change it before the webcast, I didn't because I like that 60-60 pick 'em right there, and I didn't want to change that up at all.
I love that.
Yeah, OJ Howard, man, is a keeper. He played week 1, got 0. And he's been on the bench ever since. This is a hell of a redemption story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna mention Andy Dalton, but man, he
started a game for the Beavers, also.
Yeah,
and now I picked him up in case.
I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but I think if a Pac Bowl winning team started Andy Dalton, that would be pretty fucking cool.
That would be not good.
I came close again.
And I picked him up last week, a week early, just because I had an injured player last week. He was getting better, so I wouldn't have an injured player this week to make that move on. And the move with Andy Dalton was to start this week if Winston's hand wasn't going to allow him to play effectively. I think those fears have been alleviated. Now the fear is who's going to catch the ball.
Yeah, it's just you look at Andy Dalton's numbers.
You cannot play Andy Dalton.
5 interceptions and 1 touchdown the last 2 weeks. Granted, one of those games was New England, but
right.
Oof.
Andy Dalton has played 3 games since coming back from his injury. He has a combined 17 points in those games. Combined 17 points.
It makes for fun conversation. That hopefully that's about it.
Compared to Jameis Winston, who's averaging 40 points a game right now.
Here's my take on this. It's got to be Winston. Chief would have the biggest set of brass balls if Andy Dalton was in that lineup. Not going to happen.
That is the definition.
It will be Jameis Winston, and this is all gamesmanship. Pre-packed ball.
But man, I got those going the earliest game.
I agree.
Yeah, you got.
There's no way in hell Andy Dalton is playing.
12:30 on Saturday.
Yeah. It's the first game. If Winston doesn't do anything, man, it's going to be
It's going to make things interesting.
That'll be hard. And I'm probably going to have another buck in the lineup too, either Howard or Barber. So if the Tampa Bay offense gets shut down, it could be over before the fat lady finishes warming up.
Hey, Stick, do we have a record of teams being in the Pac Bowl both with ties?
Oh, good Lord. I can. That's
I have an answer. Who cares?
Yeah. Listen, Bill, when the archive in February this year, we'll cover this.
All right.
What else is going to be talked about?
Around the horn here, Hank. Who wins this game?
The Sponge. They win it. They win it by the way they've been winning. They're going to score. They're just going to outscore them. They've got more potential to put up the big number, and it's going to end up being like
mind blown.
That's how you win, by outscoring them.
92 to 82.
Wow.
Berto.
Well, I said already 76-70. It will be tied at 50 at 7 p.m. on Sunday to set up some excitement for the rest of Sunday night and Monday. 76-70 Sponge. Tied at 50 at 7 p.m. Sunday night.
That'd be great.
Getting really specific in our predictions.
Terry.
Yeah, I hate to join the chorus here, but I think Bill has had a superb season, but may have peaked in week 9 or week 10, and Chief is really coming on. So I am going to join the chorus, and I'm going to say Sponge 81-72.
All right, I will make it unanimous. I really do think this comes down to Winston. I think he will have a big enough game against a Houston defense that's not so good. Should be a high-scoring game there. But overall, I think you guys may be a little high with your scores on these games. So I'm going to say 68-61, Sponge over the Beavers.
All right.
All right.
Couple of quick points. I know everybody wants to talk. Bill, you're gonna start Rodgers. You're gonna have to. This is the Pac Bowl. You start Rodgers, even though he's playing.
No doubt.
It could go one of two ways. Either the Vikings are gonna totally frustrate him, and they're gonna blitz him heavily, and he's gonna have problems. God, I hope so. Or he's gonna throw all over him. Their secondary can be had, and that you got to roll with them.
And if the Vikings get ahead, I mean, great, wonderful.
No Dalvin Cook for the Vikings, so they will be throwing.
Right. We could have a track meet, and that would please me greatly.
Yes.
Who lit the Vikings up recently? Is that correct? Who somebody lit the Vikings up?
The second half has been atrocious.
What?
Excuse me.
I don't remember who lit him up. I blocked these things out of my mind.
Garoppolo, was it?
Maybe.
It's a gift. I think it was the Niners.
Niners, yeah.
Yeah.
Chief, you have to go with Winston. And even though his receivers are banged up, he has been your guy, and he's put up huge numbers, and he's the guy who can out-duel Rodgers in that score more points than your opponent theory. And And this is like the silly season of fantasy football where guys you've never heard of all of a sudden scored 2 touchdowns off the car wash line.
DeAndre Washington.
This is what I told a guy at work today. I was like, just because Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are hurt doesn't make Peyton Barber and Ronald Jones any fucking good. They're still going to throw the ball.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, James is going to dump it off more.
Yeah.
OJ Howard's poised. He could have a huge game.
Yeah. I mean, Perryman, maybe this is what he's been waiting for 4 years or 3 years into his career.
Yeah, but now he's one.
Say go deep.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he can take the extra attention, but I just know that Jameis is going to throw it all over the field, and I can't wait to watch it. So,
what's the over/under on picks? 3.5?
2.5. 2.5, sure.
I'll take on that. That's for $10.
It should be an active chat on Saturday.
All right, Berto, you want to give us a trivia answer or six trivia answers?
All right, score yourselves.
I do have a cross.
Wait.
I do have a cross out. I want.
Come on, Bill.
I'm not crossing out now.
All right.
Yeah.
Score it. Are we ready? Most fantasy points scored by position this decade. At quarterback, Drew Brees.
Yes.
Fuck.
Anybody?
I got it.
Stick got it. At running back, LaShawn McCoy.
Ooh,
Fuck.
I had Adrian. Yeah.
I had
You got
Peterson.
You got it. Wide receiver, Antonio Brown.
I picked Julio.
I picked Julio as well.
Tight end, Jimmy Graham.
No way.
Jimmy Graham.
I have not got any of these right. Is Chief?
I'm with you, TR.
Defense, the Seahawks.
Oh,
God damn it.
Kicker, I think a bunch of people are going to get this right. Goskowski.
I got one.
Yes.
Vinatieri. I got 0.
0.
2.
Do I get to donate my
Mr. Blutarski, your grade point average is 0.0.
How many did you get, Chief?
Phil, can I get points?
I got 3.
Chief got 3.
Times 2.
Hang on 1 second. All right. So all decade lineup. Okay. So say it again. The Chief got 3.
Times 2.
Times 2, 6 points.
6 points.
6 points. Okay. Berto.
I got 6.
You get 6. Hank gets a 0. TR gets a 0.
0.
Bill.
1.
2.
2.
2 points.
Okay. Wow, that Chief, that just extends your lead on the season ridiculously. Berto now passes me for second place.
Chief, bravo. You've won the trivia, and we've stacked the deck on multiple weeks, and you've still won.
Good work. Excellent work.
Good work.
2-point week when he wasn't there. That was
Oh, I think there's been a lot of trying to help Berto and me compete, and we
Right.
buried us.
All right. Well, I don't think we're done yet. We got, we'll be back here in one more week to wrap up the Pack Bowl. Although next week may be a little difficult for us to find a day to get together middle of the week,
I'm in Mexico, so
especially with Hank.
We may have to get really creative.
All right. So this may be, you said you're back on the 29th. Maybe we'll sneak in one more 2019 webcast on the 30th or something like that.
It's a reminder that we will be also doing the All-Star game next week, and I'll be sending out that I'll need ballot or lineups back from the
Conference presidents.
Conference president.
that's a big distraction for the Beavers. You gotta delegate that.
The administrative things I do for this league are countless. And
Where's Shively? You got to get Shively involved.
Countless. You forgot to remind me of a whole rule this year.
Oh no! No!
Yeah.
You forgot to implement the rule.
I think we determined that was a massive failure of the rules chairman.
No.
What's the rule? What are we talking about?
I think it's indisputable.
As noted, the commissioner failed to implement them on the website, which I have no.
It's all fixed. It's all fixed now. It's all fixed now.
So, hey, Terry, great job as commissioner. Thank you very much. You still have a little bit of time to go.
Couple of weeks. Yeah.
Wrapping up here. Bill, great job. Undefeated regular season.
Thank you.
Undefeated season in total so far. One more game to go. Chief, great job. Your first Pack Bowl, very exciting. A lot of people rooting for you here, and I think we're going to see a really good game here.
You know what?
Forget to note Ralph's. Thank you to Ralph for the Run CMC helmet, signed helmet that got me most of my points this year.
Awesome. Just when you were just talking to Biller, it made me realize something. And listen, if I was a betting man, I'd be betting on the guy who hasn't lost a game all year long. But should the Sponge win this weekend, that'll make it 2 years in a row where an undefeated team has not won Pac Bowl.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We'll
Isn't
see.
it though? Dylan, you understand. We love you. We do. But you've won this. And Chiefs never won this. And he twice. So
right.
we love you, Bill. I hope you have a really wonderful Pac Bowl, and we hope you can look back on your season fondly after you lose.
Looking forward to seeing everybody chatting throughout the weekend. Again, starting on Saturday with some big Tampa Bay action. Jameis Winston out there.
But don't forget the Cash Bowl.
Yeah, don't forget the Cash Bowl. And I just want to make a reminder, Bill and Chief, please get your reserve lineups in.
Yeah.
Cash Bowl guys, do whatever you want to do. I don't care.
Noon Saturday.
So there we go.
What was the Cash Bowl finals?
We have $20 on it, so.
Yeah, there is money on the Cash Bowl. I myself have lost more money in this goddamn fake football league again this year.
Is it you two in the finals?
It's Killers Fats.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Killers Fats. I think you're 8-point favorite.
Something
We
like
didn't talk about that game at all?
What's that?
So we should have talked about that game.
Really?
Terry, reserve lineup noon
Well,
on Saturday.
maybe at some point Saturday we should fire up a StreamYard
Noon
chat.
on Saturday for reserve lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, hey, happy holidays, everybody. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa. Do you say happy Kwanzaa? Merry Christmas.
All of it.
Happy
And,
holidays. Covers everything.
Hopefully we do get together before January 1st and we can say Happy New Year to everybody then. But we'll coordinate schedules, see everybody after the Pac Bowl to talk about what is hopefully going to be a great game and start laying the groundwork for the 2020 season. We're all going to be 0-0 here in just a week. That's
right.
Good news for those of us who are out of it this year. But good luck in the meantime to the Beavers, to the Sponge. Go have a great game. We'll all be watching it and chatting about it. And have a great holiday next week, guys.
Enjoy.
Well,
See you, fellas.
Enjoy Mexico, Berto. Enjoy your cruise, Hank.
Thank you.
wow.
Yes. Cheers, everyone.
Don't expect a Christmas card from me, anybody. Just so you know.
Me neither. We didn't do
Okay.
it this year.
If you haven't got one, it's not personal.
I
They
think
didn't have one.
I think you guys should all get one from us.
I appreciate yours, Stick.
Yeah, Stick. Thank you. I saw yours.
Yeah, I got yours too.
We took the easy route this year. Yep.
So we didn't do a letter. We just did a card and it's in the mail.
We didn't even get that far.
Nope.
Terry, nice job making it through the webcast.
Yeah, I didn't cut it off early this time. I made it through.
Technical difficulties.
All right, guys. Good luck.
All right.
We'll see you soon. Take care.
Cheers.
See you,
Good night.
fellas.
Good luck.